As a member of the litigation support team, it's my role to create and configure cases, import the data, and prepare that data for the legal team to perform their early analysis. So I'm going to walk you through the simple steps of setting up the case and getting to the data being prepared for the legal team. We'll begin by creating the first case. Here's my case. Now I can choose the default settings. Digital Reef supports templates so that I can configure the case out of the box using standard policies. For instance, in the index settings, I know the government wants their content imported in a very specific way, and so the template for index settings has already been defined. This is a financial fraud case, so I'll select the tags just for that. I'll accept the default domain list, and that's the AmLaw 200. Also, for exporting, I know that they're going to use concordance, so I'll choose the export settings, the default settings for concordance then, and that looks pretty good. So a quick summary of my case configuration. This is just the basics. And when I click Finish, Digital Reef will create an instance of that case. Now here's my case. I can tweak the configuration of that case. For instance, I know for analytic settings the default was for file duplicates on email dedupe, but we want our strategy to be based on the message content, and we're going to choose these attributes. So this will give us a much better email deduplication configuration. So that's the fingerprint, and I'll apply that. I can, of course, configure any of the additional settings, even adding additional members to this case or tuning their performance permissions. But this is all that I needed to do before importing new data. So I'm going to add data to the case, and I do that simply by going to Virtual Staging and clicking Add. Here we can see I can choose one of the connectors, and that will allow me to browse where the data lives. I'll name the data set, and I'll browse to which information I want to bring in, the EDRM with attachments. And I'll choose my indexing level. Here I can choose a quick system metadata. That's a rapid scan up to 270 terabytes in a day. But we know we're going to prepare this for the legal team to perform analysis. We're going to bring this all the way up to an analytic index. And I've already selected the indexing options for the template, so that's fine. And I'll automatically add all that data to the case. Once I click Finish, that'll import the data. And once the import is complete, I can see its status here, and I can see that I've imported 2 batches over time. Now the data is in here. I want to check some details about this, about these imports. For example, in my second batch of Enron data, I'd like to check and see how many documents had come in with successfully, and how many came in with errors. I'd also like to see how many documents were extracted from the archives or the forensic images that were delivered to us. So I can see pretty quickly that we've brought in almost 80 gigs of data, and we started out with just 168 files on disk, so lots and lots of archives. But ultimately we brought in almost 1.1 million, so just over 1 million documents. Largely successful. We found some that were damaged, and we can get the details on the damaged either by double clicking to get that list, or we could take a look at the scan report. Our scan report will show you very specific details around what type of files were brought in, which files had errors, and how many times have we brought in content, so the scan history. I can use this information to report back to the team that brought in the data, and also to the client to let them know how much data they can expect to have to throw through the rest of processing. I can also quickly discover how much content had been brought in that are just the archives and unique files. we can also be able to report pretty quickly on how many duplicates there are. So there's a large number of duplicates in this set, and we're going to show you how to process that data right out of there. It's actually pretty simple. Just from this screen alone, that since the charts are interactive, we can go right through and see all the email archives, and we can choose from that list and remove them from case data. You recall that we had added all the content to case data as part of our import process. And now what we want to do is select all of these documents and remove them from case data. And this ensures that the legal team won't have to see any archives since they're not going to be reviewing them. With those documents removed out of case data, there are actually a handful of other documents that we could get rid of just based on the policy that we have with our client. So I'll take a look again at the second batch here. And for our client, they'd asked us to get rid of all the damaged files. So I'll just go ahead and select the damaged files, and I'll remove those from case data as well. And that makes it pretty simple for getting a fresh set of case data for the legal team to begin reviewing. In fact, if we go and take a look at the report, we'll see that we only have now email, no more archives, of course, because they had been removed. And so that's great. And what we want to do now is update the email threads for the legal team to begin reviewing the content, best if they're able to see it in the context. So we'll reanalyze the email threads. That happened very quickly. Then we'll use Digital Reef's similarity engine to cluster all the content. That is to group all the documents that are like one another. So this analysis will be running against 1 million documents. And the result of having grouped those documents together will allow the legal team to begin seeing sets of documents and what are the key terms and concepts that exist in those documents, assisting them in prioritizing which documents they want to analyze, and also giving them hints at what other search terms they might want to add as part of their analysis and keyword strategy. And in just a few minutes, the clusters are complete, and data has been organized by custodians. So we're all set. We're going to notify the legal team that they can begin their early analysis now.